Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'd like to welcome you here. Today I'm continuing on with my A to Z technique book. A to Z technique book. Okay, we'll just end it there. And I want to show you, this is a fun technique and very simple. Again, a lot of my techniques are very, very simple. So here is the card we're going to make. Isn't that cute? For all you cat lovers out there. And here is the technique card, which I will be adding very soon to our technique book. I'll be typing that up and putting that over on my blog at Blogspot along with my Stampin' Up! Website, and both of those can be found at www.stampinsuecreates.stampinup.net along with Stampin' Sue Creates at blogspot.com. So you can find them there, you can copy, paste them, make your own little book. So for this technique, and make sure you watch this video to the end because I have another alternative idea to share with you too. Another step, actually a totally, you could consider it a different technique if you want to, but I'll just get included in this one. If you wanted to make up your own card for that, you can, or just add a little addendum onto this one. But this is the folder stamping technique. So what you're going to do is you're going to ink the raised side of an embossing folder with non-permanent dye-based ink. And we're going to be using our classic ink today. You can use a brayer, but I'm just going to go a direct to folder technique today too. So you're getting a couple techniques in this card actually. You can also carefully tap the ink pad to the raised image, which is what I'm going to do. Place paper in the folder, close the folder, and press firmly or roll brayer to imprint the design to the paper. And then clean by rinse with water or wipe with a wet towel, or you can use your Simply Chamois or just a baby wipe, whatever works for you. So, and then when you do that, you get this fun technique. So to me, this reminds me of like barn board, but I wanted to use this color because this is one of our in colors that is going to be retiring. Where's my ink pad? Here we are. This is the Lemon Lime Twist, and this is the in color that is going to be retiring as of when the new catalog comes out for June. But don't wait till then to get those old retiring in color, because I have a feeling they're going to sell out before the catalog even is done. And all right. So without my babbling on, let's give this a try. So here's what I'm working with today. I am working with the Big Shot, the Pinewood Planks Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing Folder. Okay, let's just use dynamic folder for now with the Pinewood. And it's basically, this is one of the big 6x6 ones, and it's a dynamic one because it's one of the thicker folders, okay? So, all right, let's get this started. I'm going to open this up. So to do the technique, the raised part of the folder is actually the side that has the Stampin' Up! Symbol on it. So like I stated, I was just going to do a direct to folder technique, which just take my ink pad right to the folder. Now this is why they tell you want to use a dye-based ink pad, because if you were to use a StazOn or a permanent ink, your folder will be permanently inked with that, which, unless you don't mind that, I mean, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to buy 2 of them, that's even fabulous too. You can go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, oh wait, I'm going to do that way. I want to do going up and down. Okay, so I have to make it bigger. All right, hold on. Getting a little bit ahead of myself here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I want to be able to fit my cardstock. Now you can go across or up and down. So I wanted to make sure I went up and down with this. Alright, so I'm just going to lay my piece of cardstock in here. Hopefully straight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my acrylic blocks and I'm just going to rub, holding on to my paper, just across the back. You can close the folder and rub that way, but I found I didn't get as good a technique with that. Then when you lift it off, there you have it. Now I love the way it has the imperfections where some parts look a little brighter, some are a little darker. I love that. because it almost reminds you of real like barn board. And if you were to do this in one of our blues, or you can do it in the grays or the browns, I mean, it would really be really fun. So just going to clean off my block a little bit, and here comes an indication. And what you can do is you can just use your Simply Chamois. And did you know these Simply Chamois are fabulous? If you don't own one, you definitely want one. You can throw them right in the wash, or you can just rinse them in the sink, and you're not using any chemicals with it, so that's good for the environment. And and I have shamrock hands today, so happy St. Patrick's Day, those of you that are watching it on St. Patrick's Day. But you could just very easily clean them that way. Okay, so let me get a piece of background, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. Just like that. There's our background piece. So let's do a little stamping with this to kind of embellish it a little further. Just make it a little something fun. So I have a piece of scrap cardstock, and this is a great way to use up all these scraps. It's however inches long, whatever your scrap is, and it's 1 1/4 inch wide. And I'm going to use the stamp set here, 9 Lives. So if you haven't seen this, you're going to definitely want to add this to your wish list, because this is in the Occasions catalog, and it also has a coordinating punch with the cat. So we also have a dog one too, so don't worry, I'll have to use the dog one for the next one, so I'm not showing any prejudice. But look how fun the stamp set is. So you have your cat, and then you can make it into a tabby or calico, and then you have all your little embellishments, which are 2 steps, so you won't have to color them in, because you just stamp the image and then stamp the one with the color. And it has a lot of cute sayings. You're the cat's meow, which is what we're going to use. True love has 4 paws. A friend like you comes around once in 9 lives, and little meow. And it's just super cute. And it's a photopolymer stamp set, so it's crystal clear. You can see right through it. So anyhow, let's just take this. We're using the You're the Cat's Meow. We're just going to stamp this at the top. Just like that, very easy. And I'm just going to trim this first, and I'll tell you, I'm going to use my triple tag punch. And if you do not own this punch, I mean, you need this. This makes 3 different size tags with the little flags on the end. And the way I'm going to use it is I'm going to turn it upside down and put my piece of cardstock, and you see this one is 1 1/4. Now if I had a 1 inch, 1 1/2, or 2, it would slide right into those little grooves. But it doesn't have to. It can be any width. And let me just get this in here. And then I'm just going to punch it. It's going to create my little tab, just like that. Might want to make that a little shorter. All right, that's perfect. And then I have a scrap piece of black, a basic black, and I'm going to use, I always use my punches upside down because you can see where you're going. If you were to use it this way, you're not really sure where you're actually punching. So I do recommend upside down. And if you're going to do something stamped and then punched out, you definitely want to do it in that order. You want to stamp it and then punch it out. Okay. So here's our little kitty, and you can do your little kitty either way. You can do it, you know, facing whatever direction you want it to be, because it doesn't really matter. So let me do it this way. All right, I'm going to put a little adhesive there, and be careful of the tail. Got my glue stuck on there. All right. Just don't want that glue to be on my card. So let's put our little kitty here. Almost looks like, you know, it's sitting and there's like a barn board behind it. Very cute. And I've got to clean this off because I have a little booger there. A little glue booger. That's what I call those little things. And we're just going to put our little banner. So normally we do our banner going this way, but you can turn your banner to go up and down instead, and that's a little crooked. So hopefully I didn't press too hard on that. I know it's only a little card for the technique book, but I can't help myself sometimes. Okay, so there we go. And then we'll take our little technique description and our 4x3 technique cardstock. Glue that onto there. And you could even, another thing you could do for this book, which would be really fun, is if you use all different colored cardstocks, you can write on the cardstock what the color is. So you can make yourself a book, not only with techniques, but a color book to tell you what the cardstock backings are, which is a lot of fun too. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this into our book. I know I'm off camera a little teensy bit. But, I'll show you once I get it in here. Some of these folders, see now this is a full page one, so I probably won't use that one unless I use my fuse tool where you can fuse this into pockets. But some of these pages, like this one has a 4x6 opening, and then it has 2 of the 3x4. So I've run into that a little bit. You know, you can just totally decide to not use those pages and use them, you know, for your memory keeping instead. Or, you know, if you don't really mind that too much, then you can do that. Okay, so I promised you another technique that I wanted to share with you. So the other one that you can try, now this is another folder. This is the Country Floral Dynamic Texture Impress and Embossing folder. Yeah, I said that really fast and pretty good, I think. This is a free item during celebration through the end of March 31st, 2019. With a $50 purchase, you may choose this embossing folder for free. And it's beautiful. It doesn't really show up well. But if you were to open this up and do the same technique as we did before, so ink this up, then run this through your Big Shot, let me show you what you're going to get. Here is what you are going to get. Now look at that. Is that not stunning? So that is like a whole, that is like a whole other technique, this one. Now, if you were to take your embossing folder and instead of inking up the side with the Stampin' Up, if you ink up this side, which is, you know, the items that were embossed here or debossed here, run it through your Big Shot, here's what you're going to get for that. A little bit different. So it's like a debossed image. So you have your embossed image and your debossed image. So I thought that was a lot of fun too. I might add this to my technique book right on the same page. Stick the 2 of these in there. Just, you know, maybe do a little tag or something on it just to say embossing folder run through the Big Shot, you know, technique, doing the same thing on the same page. So I may do that. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this technique. I hope that you give it a try using all your different folders and different colors and things like that and see what you can come up with. So thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not currently a subscriber, along with the little notification bell. So you're going to want to ring that bell, and then that will then make a notification to you when I upload a new video. So this is so much fun doing this technique book, and I'm enjoying it immensely, and I hope you are too. So if you are, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Be sure to share this with other people that you believe would be interested in learning some techniques, and I really would appreciate that. Really helps my channel out a lot. So thanks so much for joining me. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and have a super Stampin' Day, and I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye for now.